Here's the lineup for the second leg of the four-year-old series on the road to the Derby. It is the Hong Kong Classic Cup. Keefe, he's got the hood going on. He was disappointing last time in the Classic Mile. Voyage Bubble is the Classic Mile winner. Beautyverse won't mind the step up in trip. He went up to 2,500 metres in Australia prior to arriving. Tuchel second in the Classic Mile. Flagship Warrior cheek pieces off and the crossover noseband go on. Galaxy Witness has his first look over the 1,800 metres, as does Super Sunny Singh. Sword Point doesn't. He bolted in over the 1,800 2 runs ago. Encountered comes here by racing at Happy Valley. Wears a hood for the first time, as does Majestic Colour. Simba has the 7-day backup in Bonza Perla with the cheek pieces going on for the first time. She's going to represent the ladies in race number 9. Voyage Bubble, Paul, such a good run in front in the Classic Mile. However, Encountered comes into this race, and that might not make things quite as easy for Jamie Carr this week.
Correct. This is a completely different beast from the Mile because Encountered comes in and because Majestic Colour comes in. Majestic Colour can put some pace into the race if he wants to. I think he's more than likely get a sit. Keithy won't be far away. Simba went forward last time, but he's drawn wide, so he might just find it a little bit tricky there.
Let's have a look at the past winners. Now, there's a little anomaly here, Paul, with California Spangle and Golden 60 appearing on here because you gave us that stat on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. It's a roughies race normally.
Yeah, it is. Healthy Happy was a really big price. Mission Tycoon was a massive price. I think it was about 90 to 1. We go back to horses like King Dragon that won it. There was a horse that John Size trained, Thunder horse as well, and that was a massive price when he won.
All right, and you've got one at a bit of value for us to keep that tradition going.
Yep, I do like one at a bit of a price, but we can talk about that later.
We will indeed, but we're going to hear from the trainer of the winner of the Classic Mile. His name is Ricky Yu, and he spoke to Nick about Voyage Bubble this week.
Ricky Yu, Voyage Bubble is your runner in the Classic Cup on Sunday. Obviously, mightily impressive in the mile. Just once again, reaction on that win. I mean, it was a very impressive one, and he's taking on a number of rivals here once again.
Yes, really looking forward to see how he runs over 1,800. It'll be a little bit bigger task for him, but I think looking at him and considering the pedigree, I think another 200 meters more, I think it shouldn't be a problem for him because he's a horse to keep improving.
Talking of that improvement, he has had a recent trial, very impressive in the trial. What was your reaction on that?
Seems to me, like I said, he's improving, and looks like the further he goes, the better he gets. You know, especially in the straight, he just kept going. You know, with that the speed he had, I think there shouldn't be a worry. You know, over 1,800.
That being the trial, of course, as far as his sort of track work goes and things, is he a horse that's quite easy to deal with and get ready? I mean, have you done much with him in track work outside of the trial?
Just keep him happy. You know, he's quite an easy horse to train. He from day one, he always eat up his feet, and although he had some small issues before he really kick on. And I think, generally speaking, is a nice horse in making. He's an easy horse to train.
He certainly is. And you talk of this being a tougher task. Yeah. In your mind, how much tougher is this than the mile, do you feel, for a horse like Voyage Bubble?
I think 2,000 meter, the Derby is a much tougher task. But another 200 meters extra, I think if they let him do his own thing, he'll perform like he did before.
And when he was allowed to do his own thing, of course, he was very impressive from the front. Jamie Carr rides once again. I mean, the ride that she gave the horse was 10 out of 10. So obviously, yeah. I imagine she's looking forward to getting back on board.
Oh yes. I heard that especially he's good for the front runners.
She certainly is. And just where you're drawn as well, you're in gate number 6. So I guess a nice spot to be, really.
Yes, no complaint. More than happy. She's not too inside, not too much inside, not too far out. In the middle. I think he'll lead again, most likely. Yeah.
He comes through this task. It's all roads leading to the Derby, I suppose.
Oh yes, it's getting very, very exciting.
There he is, Ricky Yu and Voyage Bubble. We're going to see the race again here, Paul. There's not too much to digest because not too much changes other than Keefe drops off and Galaxy Witness runs on.
Yeah, he does. Look, it didn't really suit these horses at the back. So, look, a lot of them are going to be better suited in this particular race with the extra pace on. You can see him doing it nicely, Voyage Bubble. I mean, the 1800 metres is a query being by deep field, but look, the horses just really stayed on nicely, but he did get the race run to suit. This is going to be a bit of a different beast, but the horse is in form, he's going well. I think he's a good chance. I thought Tuchel hit the line strongly as well, so I think both these two are good chances, and some of those ones running on I didn't mind as well.
All right, here is what happened as far as the breakdown positioning running. As you can see, we only needed 3 arrows. Of course, they were about the only changes the entire race.
Yeah, well, exactly. The races didn't really move, did they, as you can see? So it was just the way that the race was run. I thought La City Blanche didn't have the race run to suit. He will this time up to 1800 metres. And horses like Flagship Warrior as well. So they're ones at sort of bigger prices. And you can see the sectionals here as well for this particular race. With Galaxy Witness did the one that finished off, and he was the one that we had a query about 1600 metres as well, wasn't it?
Bonza Perla home in 22.8 there as well, and Beautyverse 22.86. Beautyverse not only winning over 2,500, he won over 2,000 metres as well prior to arriving. Hasn't this horse been a fine, Paul? Super Sunny Singh, he's untested over 1,800 metres, but the way he's been racing over the mile, the extra 200 doesn't look like it's going to be a problem.
Looks that way, doesn't he? Behind the Coney, this one. Look, he comes in with completely different form lines. So, look, he definitely has to go in, I think. He's just going so well. He's won his last 3. And he's got a really nice... He should get a really nice run from barrier 5. And, gee, 1 on the air here. So, look, if he wins this race, he's going to be the favourite for the Derby, I think.
It could be a big day for Vincent Ho. You've been following this horse around Happy Valley. He might put the pace in the race. What about the switch to the bigger track?
Yeah, look, it should suit him. He has won here before at a big price. He was over 200 to 1, I think, or close to 200 when he won at the back end of last season. So Sha Tin's not a problem for him. He's going well at the moment. Just barrier 9 with Voyage Bubble on his inside just worries me a little bit.
Some trials. There is Tuchel in this trial. Bonza Perla runs 4th. Now, what we don't see here is Flagship Warrior made a real mess of the start, and he flies home in those orange colours.
Very quiet trial, and for most of these horses, you say, except for Flagship Warrior, you can see him just getting ready now in those yellow and orange colours. Very good trial from Tuchel, though. He was going very nicely. And Flagship Warrior, he was finishing off the best of the rest. And look, he's a winner. He's only had the 2 starts here and has won. Cross noseband will go on him for the first time here in this particular race.
Karras did talk about Flagship Warrior, and Hong Kong Direct suggested he just wasn't ready when they jumped, and that was the reason that he missed the start and thinks it's only going to be a one-off. Now, you mentioned it's a race for long shots. John Size, Fantasy Thunder was the horse you were trying to think of?
It was, yeah, it was Thunder Fantasy, and he did win at about 23 to 1. Look, the horse I like here is La City Blanche. He's won over 2,000 in Argentina. He's run really well. He really caught the eye at his second start. I think he's going to be rock hard fit coming in this. Tony Cruz's horses are going really well. And I just think he'll get the race run to suit. So at a double figure price, he's on top. Tuchel should get the best run. Voyage Bubble will be hard from the front, and Super Sunny Singh. It's a really good race, this, but I am going for value because that's what history's showing. 11, 4, 2 and 8.
History was made to be broken, so Super Sunny Singh goes on top. He's just been doing such a great job. Crusoe's got him flying. Vincent Ho rides 2 rides on the horse for 2 wins, and he has just been unstoppable in his last 3 starts. Tuchel's going to get a perfect trip from barrier number 1. Sword Point on the way. He won over 1,800 metres 2 starts ago. Then he was 4.5 lengths behind Voyage Bubble. He's drawn 13, and Voyage Bubble is going to lead up. We'll see how far he can run and out over the 1,800. 8, 4, 9 and 2 for race number 9. But